let you guys, the stream will be starting pretty soon. So, yeah. So, hello, YouTube. Skep the Wolf here back with another video for your viewing pleasure. And I figured this would be a good thing to do to talk about some stuff tonight since I'm not doing as much this right now. So, yeah. So, we'll get to the big news pretty soon here, which is about Demon Hunter um, pushing their album back to late October in a minute. But I do want to go over some music listening night stuff. Some albums I listened to, some new music that came out that is pretty good. So let's see if I can get this up on Spotify. If I could get the Spotify playlist up, I put songs on there. Of course, as you probably know, the new Muse album came out yesterday. I mean, not yesterday, but it was on Spotify yesterday. It's coming out today, and I heard it, and it's a pretty solid album. Certainly better than Simulation Theory, which I forgot about. I think Won't Stand Down is one of their best songs, in my personal opinion. Like the verses, they're really good. Killer Be Killed is a good song. From a solid, and We Are Effing F, aka We Are Fucking Fucked, is a decent album closer. Those songs in particular I like, so definitely go check that out. The other stuff is okay. Well, there's nothing bad on it, but like there's a lot of good on it. So yeah, that's a 7 out of 10 album for me personally, right there. And yeah, definitely worth checking out if you're a fan of Muse and maybe you want to get into Muse or whatever. Um, I did listen to some other albums other than what I had to deal with last week, which those albums were terrible, but especially the I Prevail one. But I did listen to albums from Unprocessed, which came out recently. The new Soulfly came out. The new Norma Jean and the new Senses Fail, which was from last month. Pretty solid from album from Senses Fail. Hell's in Your Head. Not anything spectacular or anything, but good. There's good songs. Miles to Go, Death by Water. Those are good songs. Um, Norma Jean with Death Rattle Sing for Me. It's okay. Again, nothing great or anything, but it's fine. And as can be said, the same can be said for the other two albums that were released. That I heard Soulfly, Totem, and Chaos Bay with 2222. Again, all of them are pretty much okay. Solid albums. Definitely out there stuff. Soulfly's probably had better stuff, but this is pretty good too. And the new band, The Warning with Error, pretty solid. And the new Unprocessed album, which is called Gold. Different direction for them. Um, Artificial Void was the album that got me into them, and like there's definitely some good stuff with this direction, but I feel like it's not really up to par in my opinion with their previous album. The R&B side of things is more explored a little bit, and they do it well. It's just that I like Artificial Void more than Gold. There's still some decent stuff on here. Orange Grove is good. The Game is a decent song. Ocean's pretty solid. So yeah, it's a 7 out of 10, really, because I do enjoy it, but it's not as good as Artificial Void. If you don't really know what I'm talking about, Unprocessed is a progressive metalcore-ish band. There's definitely a lot of good singles coming out as well. Um, bands like Afterglow with Like a Wave, that's a good song. I recently heard. Um, Fun fact, before we get to more singles, Waves of Autumn is another band that came out with an album recently that's called Totem. Actually, it's an EP, I think. It came out like a couple weeks before the Soulfly album, and that's pretty solid. Not great, but fine. As you can see, nothing's really blowing me away as far as singles and music is, other than albums that. You know what? The music didn't even blow me. The album for music didn't even blow me away. It's good. But yeah, Heavy is the Crown by Silosis is another song. That song is great. Definitely go check that out. If you like, they're going in a good direction with um, this. Like the band Silosis is going in a great direction. Recommend it if you like Trivium and you like sort of that same kind of thing. Um, there's a new single from Varials, which is a really good band that I've been getting into, called Point 50 off their album Scars for You to Remember, coming out October 14th, same day as Nothing More, Alter Bridge, and a ton of other stuff. And yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this one. This is probably one of my favorite singles so far this season. Very aggressive, very like meaningful. Like it has an impact to it. It's good. Like the band knows what they're doing. Definitely go check that out. And there's also a new Ocean's 8 Alaska song called Nova coming out off their album Disparity coming out. I think in a couple of weeks or something like that. Pretty solid stuff. And also new Dayseeker comes out October 28th, I think. No, no, actually no, October 14th. Either the 14th or it's in November sometime or something like that. Um, and then I know Fire from the Gods announced an album for October 28th. That was the band I was kind of thinking of. Fire, I forget what the album is called, but I know they had a single come out called SOS, which was pretty solid. I liked it. Definitely. If you want to check out some new metalish stuff, definitely go check that out. Pretty good. Um, Soul Revolution is, I think, the name of the album and the single as well. So yeah, if you want to give that a shot, go definitely give it a shot. Because a new album would probably be solid. And they released another song too, Thousand Lifetimes. They just released that song. I did not hear the second single. I only heard SOS, but I might hear Thousand Lifetimes because I heard the concept was really cool or whatever. So yeah, that's pretty some good stuff coming out. And before we get to the Demon Hunter delaying their album, I want to talk about if they've added any more stuff to the heavy metal music roster schedule for this fall because it's going to be pretty big. We're getting into September and October, folks. That's when I know some of you probably don't even listen to a lot of the stuff that's coming out. Like you're not into the metalcore stuff as much, like a lot of you people, but we're just going to look to see if there's any new names. Real quick. It doesn't look like it, but we do have. Yeah, it's official Demon. We'll get to that later, but the big news about Demon Hunter. But we have bands like Dead Cross, Fit for a King coming out October 28th. Architects is coming out with an album on the 21st, of course. We know that. And all the bands that are coming out on the 14th, Alter Bridge, Warner Shore, Nothing More, Burials, of course, with their song Point 50, which is a great song, definitely recommended. And We Came as Romans, also coming out on the 14th. And Red Hot Chili Peppers also comes out on the 14th, but that's not heavy metal. Um, Bush and Lamb of God and Queensryche come out October 7th, along with the new counterparts. I'm kind of going backwards here. That's how I'm doing it. Um, of course, new Slipknot comes out on the 30th of September, along with new Drowning Pool, their first album in a while. Not necessarily looking forward to that, but Drowning Pool's just kind of there for me, whatever. 23rd, the 23rd doesn't look like it has a lot of stuff. Just bands like Stradivarius and Ked Mode, which I'm not like super knowledgeable about or anything like that. 16th, Devil Wears Prada, Color Decay. That's probably the one that sticks out a little bit more. Destridge, whatever that band is, So Much Too Much comes out the same day. And Behemoth, which I will not be checking out. I don't really care about Behemoth. So, and the ninth is still pretty packed, but we're still gonna get to the Demon Hunter news. Fallujah, Ozzy Osbourne, Parkway Drive, Revocation, Tala, Fallujah. I said Fallujah, I think. And then next week we get Ocean's 8 Alaska on the first, but it's gonna be coming as second. On the second for me, as well as New Miss May I and the new Novelist album, and of course, everyone what everyone's going to be talking about, the new Megadeth album, The Sick, the Dying, and the Dead. That's probably the one that's the most anticipated out of, as well as the Slipknot album, out of September's releases. Um, yeah, September 2nd has Megadeth. So, uh, yeah, Megadeth and Slipknot are the two big ones that are going to come out in September. I like how Iron Maiden came out last year with Senjutsu. Uh, and we have two huge albums coming out in September. Those are big names, regardless of what you think about Slipknot. Like some people probably think they're overrated or whatever. Slipknot's a huge name. So is Megadeth. So definitely be able to look out for those. I might bring back the music listening night because September is a big month, and October is too, as well. Like so, yeah. I'm gonna look at the American and in music stuff. See the full story about what's coming out on the 22nd or not whatever 2022. If I can get to list of 20, I should have typed in list of 2022 albums. So see if I forgot anything that is definitely worth mentioning as coming out. Now we're gonna go forward. Um, Two Door Cinema Club also comes out next week. The ninth is looking like it has a lot. Highly Suspect comes out the ninth, which is so it's still really big for a lot of reasons. 16th. Let's see if we have anything. Because Death Cab for Cutie and Clutch also come out on the 16th. The 22nd has Weezer, the third in their seasons thing, or whatever. No one has really listened to because, whatever. Um, Nothing coming out on the 23rd, though. 30th. Um, Sammy Hagar solo album, Sammy Hagar in the Circle. That's pretty much it. October 7th, we're going to see if there's any more that I missed. The Cult. Um, 14th, we have. I mentioned all those bands. 21st. Arctic Monkeys has an album coming out 21st. Oh, the 1975 has an album coming out on the 14th, but who cares about that, right? Uh, And 28th also has October 28th has Devin Townsend and Palais Royale. I'm not a big fan of Palais Royale that much, so it's not gonna be for me. And there's not a lot that's here for November that's like meaningful. That's not, that I'm a big fan of. So that's pretty much it for what we're talking about here. Um, don't worry, Zachary. We'll get to that in just. We will get to the Demon Hunter news in just a moment. But first, I need to go to the restroom, and then we're gonna do it. All right. So the big news that's been circulating around recently is of Demon Hunter and their album Exile, which was supposed to come out 2 weeks from now on September 9th. Turns out that it has been pushed back several weeks to the October 28th release day. And there's been a lot of controversy, a little bit about this. And it seems like Demon Hunter is seeming to be very controversial because, their last two albums, their last three albums weren't very good. At least in my opinion, they weren't. But and they've been releasing a lot of singles from this album. They've released five so far, and we have Praise the Void from the acoustic album that came out last year, which was a teaser for Exile. I only listened to two singles, and I'm not listening to any more until the album releases. So, yeah, I'm on the band's Twitter. Um, um, so Exile from the band's Twitter account, Exile, October 28th. Due to ongoing supply chain issues and production delays, including CDs and comics, we made the difficult decision to push back the street date. The good news is that now every format, including vinyl, is scheduled to arrive on the same day. We thank you for your understanding. So, if you're, this isn't anything new or anything. We've seen bands do this a lot, especially during COVID. And the statement right there that says it's ongoing supply chain issues, that is very similar to what happened to Northlane with their album Obsidian. It was supposed to come out April 1st, and it got pushed back 3 weeks because there was it sounded like there was the same issue going on, and the same issue happened with Shinedown, which was supposed to come out the day Northlane's album ended up coming out, which was April 22nd, and it got pushed to July 1st because of supply chain issues and stuff like that. Now, it's understandable to get mad about this. I go like, oh, not this again, not this stupid supply chain stuff. But like, yeah, it is a bummer, definitely, because we won't hear what Exile has to offer or anything like that. But like, I don't know a lot about how the vinyl making CDs and making vinyl work, but there you can't really blame anybody for like that reason. Like, if they're not, because we're kind of in a recession right now. This goes into a bit of a political thing, which I'm not going to get into because like there's probably there's like materials that are like not being like delivered or whatever to make albums or whatever. Um, and it's kind of a hard thing. So my perspective is that I don't. The thing that I do not want from this is them to release more singles because if you've been paying attention to their release cycle, you'll know that we have had 5 singles so far from the album, and I lucked out because I did not hear any of them past Silence of the World and Freedom is Dead. Those are the two that I listened to. There was others that some people were saying were okay and whatever, like mediocre or whatever. But like I really wouldn't know because I don't plan on listening to the rest of it until it comes out. We've had Heaven Don't Cry come out as a single, Godless, and Defense Mechanism. Those songs. And yeah, like while singles being released early is definitely good to like attract hype and stuff like that, and to like sell pre-orders and stuff. Like I heard that when Spiritbox's album came out, like it was the pre-orders were through the roof on that because they promoted that album so much, and then like that's why it did so well, like unbelievably well for a debut metal album like hard rock. Demon Hunter has definitely had that kind of success before, like number 17 on Billboard 200 with Extremists, and they've been in the top 50 a lot, which is pretty good for them. Definitely, but for people who say they're underground, they definitely have an unshakable fan base. Like, and they definitely have a loyal fan base as well. Like, yeah. So, yeah, but it'll probably get hype just for that. Like, but been seeing like a decline with like albums, like bands with albums like um, Demon Hunter's Peace and War albums did not chart nearly as high as like Outlive did when it came out. Like it was, they were outside the top 50 for those two albums. I don't even know where Songs of Death and Resurrection peaked. Like, and bands that aren't like super being talked about right have a tendency to do that. So I don't know where Exile is going to be peaking on the chart. I don't know. But anyway, I hope they don't release any more singles after this. You know, like if they release a sixth single, I could understand. Like maybe because to hold them over, but to release 7, 8 singles, that would be ridiculously stupid in my opinion. Totally stupid because like just you don't do that. Like there should be a limit in the industry to how many singles a band can release before an album. Now, there have been bands that have been doing it well. Shine Down, for example, like 3 singles, fine. That was to the third. I only listened to the first two. There should be at least a limit. I can understand if you're a younger fan or if you just don't have the patience enough to like wait or whatever. Um, like I can understand if you want 5 singles, and 5 should be the cutoff. Even though I will not listen to anything besides 2 or maybe even 3. If the album is gonna suck, isn't gonna suck or whatever. Um, yeah, that's where the cutoff should be. Like, um, and Zach, I will get to your chat after I talk a little bit more about Demon Hunter and all this stuff that's happening with them. So, like October 28th is the new release date for Exile. Come out. Definitely makes October 28th more interesting because, like, I would like to see, what Demon Hunter has in store for it. I hope that it's at least good enough to be like. I hope that it's at least good enough. It's not really a disappointment or anything like that. Like, so, and I'll get to whatever. But yeah, Demon Hunter Exile, like, yeah, three should be the maximum amount of singles. Make an exception for four. And yeah, if it's a 10-track album, Demon Hunter has like 14 songs on this album, if I'm not mistaken, with the two deluxe tracks that are going to be on there. Like, I don't even know if the deluxe is going to be on Amazon or not. I don't know, but I know it's 14 songs, 12 songs for standard, 14 for deluxe. So they've not really reached half the album yet. So yeah. Um, Now let's see. The Exile delay ticked you off. Not gonna lie, it did. Like, I was like, oh no. And then, like, I first thought supply chain issues and stuff like that. When I saw that, I was like, oh, here we go again with this. And then I thought, it's not really Demon Hunter's fault that the ongoing supply chain issues are happening. It's not their fault, like, and I probably think that a lot of us probably had the same thing. Like, it's just whatever. Okay, okay, they're going down the same road. Red went with Declaration. I don't really think exactly as much because that album Declaration had 10 songs and they released half of those. Um, Demon Hunter's album at least has more songs on it than the Red album. Like, the quantity is like different in that regard. It's kind of the same, like, because it's an independent band with their independent label and whatever. Like, and then like, and then this happens. This is unfortunate. It's like, so whatever. So yeah, I'll just read these in random order. Brian Clark claims that Exile is their best work. Based on the 5 singles I've heard so far, calling BS. This is not some of their best work. Still not bad though. Yeah, like, it's. I don't really think the 2 singles I've heard are their best necessarily. Um, it's at least not like them saying like Outlive is their best or Outlive is my best, and then that's the album everybody hated. And then, like, it's not like we don't know what Exile will be like. So, like, it's up to the artists themselves to say what the best, like, if they feel like it's their best, good for them. Definitely good for them. So hopefully they did try to put effort into it, like they probably did. So, um, yeah, yeah, and I understand, like, hearing the 6th single and all that stuff. Like, if you don't have a lot of self control, that's fine. I personally will only listen to 2 or 3 because I want to hear the whole album play out without having to skip like so many songs on an album, because, like, that would just drive me nuts. Like, because I only had, like, it's kind of like opening like 10 Christmas presents before Christmas morning, where you get the next 5 or 10 or whatever, and then you're like, well, that went by fast. Like you spoiled yourself, and that, and like, and I, it's fine if you want to go ahead and do that. Like it's go ahead, listen. They're there to listen to, so I'm gonna have a lot. I have a lot of self control. I think. Yeah, you're seeing Demon Hunter on the 13th. That's pretty cool. Demon Hunter would probably be a decent band to see live. Like, and then why even release seven release date when you're not even sure? That's an issue that I have as well. Like, if you're really not sure, like maybe they thought that they were sure it was going to be September 9th, or maybe they didn't. It's kind of unknown. We would have to hear some more information, but that's not looking like it's going to happen. So we just have to make theories and realize, or and then like all that stuff. We have to like with a lot of stuff like it's like did they know? Did they not know? Whatever. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much this whole situation. I'm just coming. The biggest like they just stopped the singles for a second and then just like let the album fester a little bit or whatever. Like yeah, because yeah, that's pretty much it. But September 9th, we'll still have some good stuff. Um, so like yeah, my message is like whenever a band like does this, like it's good to realize that there's going to be a lot more music in between that time and now. In between October 28th and today, that's coming out. The new Megadeth is coming out on the 2nd. A lot of people in the community will like that. Um, the new, I don't know what else would be up your alley, Zach, that would be coming out. I just don't know, like really, like. But there's a lot of stuff that would be interesting for like other Demon Hunter fans out there. Like, there's a lot of stuff coming out on in between that time. So like, and there's a lot of great music right now. So definitely check out good music, and then the album will be there for you to listen to and stuff like that. And I'm not necessarily saying like don't have any anticipation or whatever, but I'm just saying like it'll still be there. Like you would still be excited for it. I'm personally interested in seeing what they have to offer. So yeah, it looks like this will be interesting. For Exile will be interesting. Yeah, you might check out the new Devil Wears Prada album. I did like one of the singles I've heard, so you've heard. I heard a couple of them. I don't remember because I wasn't like paying attention. I heard what was that one they released? Not Time, but which was the one I know you like. Salt. That was the one. Salt and either Watchtower or Sacrifice. I heard. So I must have listened to those two because I really started way in advance. I didn't listen to Time because I think I already heard those songs, those three songs. That's enough. Yeah, give it a try. So see if it's better than the act, because the act is a bit of a mess. You hate it worse than I do, Zach. But like, I like it a little bit more. I respect what they were going for, but it's kind of just boring a little bit. It's kind of just like there's a lot better that they've done. Like I like Transit Blues a lot more. I even like their really metalcore stuff a lot better, which is maybe a little bit like when I think Devil Wears Prada, I don't necessarily think, oh, I'm gonna listen to the act. Other than maybe the song "The Thread," I think is pretty good. I didn't mind "Lines of Your Hands" that much. And the rest of the songs, I'm just like, it's just there, really. Like, so they've certainly done better than that. Like in their career, it's probably their weakest album, in my opinion. Probably. Oh, it's already better than X. Because now I know there's at least one song you do like. Yeah, you didn't like anything from it. I remember that. Like, I don't really have the same hatred as you for that. But, it's just, yeah. I'm just pouring some water in here. Excuse me for a minute. Oh, this is really weird. Whoa. Hold on. I'll continue after this. All right. So, yeah, at least we have Megadeth. Yeah, exactly. Megadeth will probably be super good. I mean, I'm more casual with Megadeth and like a lot of thrash metal, but Megadeth will definitely be solid. I feel like "We'll Be Back" is definitely a good song. But yeah, I'm curious to see what this album has to offer. This Megadeth's album has to offer. Mm. Yeah. So yeah. So anyway, I do want to talk about the Starset Breaking Benjamin collaboration as well. Um, I don't think I talked about it on stream, if I'm mistaken. I don't think I talked about it on camera. think I might have commented on a video or something about it. I never talked about it on camera. I never even talked about anything leading up to it on camera before. So yeah, Starset and Breaking Benjamin decided to collaborate with them with a song from Dustin Bates' previous band Downplay. Song "Waiting on the Sky to Change" from Beyond the Machine. That was the album that was off, and they like remade it, and it also features Judge and Jury, which is an electronic, I think. I'm not sure, but like "Waiting on the Sky to Change" with Starset and Breaking Benjamin. So yeah, overall, like my thoughts on it, it's fine, definitely fine. It's definitely they definitely made it and adapted it to the Starset sound, which is solid. Like, and when I've heard people say that Ben Burnley doesn't have enough of a presence, and at least that's what you said. But like, feel like I think the electronics made it harder for some people to like understand, or like how the voice was processed or whatever. Like that made it a little difficult to like hear the difference or whatever, because they have similar vocal styles. But yeah, I could tell if it was um, him along with Dustin Bates. So they do have equal amounts of time. It's a good song for what it is. The downplay version would probably be better because it's more raw and stuff, like a little bit. Yeah. So definitely solid. I don't know. Like I said, I don't score singles really. Like I think this is a one-off thing, to be honest, because um, it's just two bands coming together. There's a lot of Breaking Benjamin fans that are praising this thing, and it's good for them. It's good for those people. You know that Breaking Benjamin's fan praises everything that's Breaking Benjamin related. So I used to be one of those people, but not anymore. I used to be like that for Red a little bit, and still kind of am for Deftones, but like I'm more mature now, so whatever. But anyway, yeah, waiting on the sky to change. Definitely solid. Not nearly as good as the original, but I like what they did with it. Definitely thumbs up. Kind of a light thumbs up, even though I don't think it's spectacular. Yeah, they have a loyal fan base. Like fans love it. Like Breaking Benjamin fans, like definitely. Like I think in this day and age where they haven't released anything for over 4 years, going on 5 years, it would be a nice welcome to hear new Breaking Benjamin music whenever it comes out in like 2023 or whatever. Because at this point, it will probably come out in 2023. I'm convinced. Because 2023, like, I don't know, it just seems like that's when it would come out. If it would have come out in 2021, I would don't think I would have as big of like of a feeling for it because it would just sound like the same. But since it's 2020, it's going to be 2023 now that this is going to come out, and we haven't heard Breaking Benjamin in a while. I think that them coming back and them having this sound still would be a nice change of pace, even if they change things up a little bit to make it interesting. That would be nice, definitely. Yeah, almost as long. It only took them about 5 or 6 years from Dear Agony to Dark Before Dawn. Yes, it's almost as much. So yeah, I really hope they get onto doing that soon. I really hope Demon Hunter um, uh, steps up their game. I really hope the rest of the year is good. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the stream. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below when this gets backlogged. Leave it down there. So yeah, I might um, do an announcement video later about like what's happening in the next couple months. Actually, I'll say it right now. I'm gonna be doing stuff. So in the next couple months, we have an outing planned in October. But more on that when that actually gets closer to the time when it's supposed to happen. So yeah, anything you'd like to say, leave it in the comment section down below. This is Scamp the Wolf signing out. Take care.